What's going on, ladies and gents? Delaware here for T3G, and welcome to another Social Sunday. This was supposed to be up quite a bit ago, but, well, had to go to the emergency room. Long story short, I'm surviving. I'll be alright, but, you know, it delays things. Come on! So I'm formatting this one a little differently. I want to do some different stuff. I put out a call for questions, and we'll see what we came up with and what people came up with for us. And then we might even go live on Caffeine for a little bit, just to get some more interaction, to get some questions on the channel, and kind of what everything's about, and whatever people come up with. We'll see. We'll see. So the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about this nonsense mess behind me. Man, seriously. I really have no excuse. I'm slacking heavily. This is actually, I promise, this right here, vacuum. That's a vacuum, and that is gonna allow us to clean the floor. But the biggest thing currently is that we had a leak. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last update, but we had a leak in October last year, and I'm gonna have to rip this apart. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing my attention on this space down this way to clean that up and free up space over here so that I can shift all of this that way, because then I have to take apart the desk in its entirety, and then that will give us the actual space necessary to be able to rip off the, so you see him here, it's this right here, that is around the entire basement, and then there's actually a huge wall this way that has that as well. So tons and tons of stuff that needs to be done down here. I want to do it kind of ASAP because, you know, it's going to be spring soon, it's going to be rainy, and if we get multiple days of rain, kind of like what happened in October, we're going to have a problem. So I'm trying to avoid that problem, trying to not lose any devices or furniture. Second, tomorrow's video is something that was supposed to go up last week. It got preempted because I reached out to someone for a collab, and we actually got a collab going. So tomorrow's going to be our first collab video. I'm super excited about it. It's going to be very, very cool. I am very psyched about it. We're going to be talking about this mic. We're going to be talking about the Yeti. We're going to be talking about the Newer. We're going to be talking about the Rode Micro, which is on the camera. Where's the little recorder? This guy. I actually just recently picked this up. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different mics, seeing their performance at as best we can, the same settings and the same distance. So that's the goal for that video. And then we have a guest spot for our collab, talking about another mic yet. So I think it's in total going to be about 6 or 7 microphones, because I think we're going to throw the Zoom into the mix. It's going to be a fun time. I'm very excited about it, and you guys are going to like the channel, which we're going to be collabing with our new buddy on the internet. Is very cool, very cool dude, and I'm psyched to be working with him. We are planning our first recording section for our new series, which is going to be actually going up next month. We're going to be starting our new series. I think that's going to be going up on Saturdays, actually. I think I'm going to bring the travel series in another month after that. So May, we'll actually be bringing back the travel series on Tuesdays, but in April, I can't even figure out which month it is. In April, we're going to be bringing a new series on Saturdays. I don't want to give away anything yet, but it does involve some scripting. It does involve some acting, and fun times will be had by all, I'm certain. So check that out, coming up Saturdays in April. Probably every other Saturday to start, just to give us a little buffer time to create some content. But hopefully one day, 5 days a week. That's the goal. And this series will hopefully become twice a month, and then once a week, as the popularity of the channel hopefully grows. But the biggest thing I wanted to talk about, absolutely biggest thing I wanted to talk about, is our subs. We cracked 1,000. I am super grateful. Everyone that jumped on kind of really last minute to help us stay above that 1,000 mark, so we can keep our monetization for what few dollars we make. I really appreciate it. It was a huge moment for me. I can't even describe how I felt when I saw it cross, and like a load just lifted off my shoulders. It was one of those things that was, you know, like I said before, it's not, we don't make a lot of money on ads here. We really don't. But being in that 1,000 subscriber club gives us access to some things, gives us opportunities that I think hopefully we'll bring much better content to the channel and bring a lot of cool stuff to you guys. So once again, thank you everyone that subscribed, everyone that watches. I truly appreciate it. And we're just gonna keep cracking. We're gonna keep it cracking, and we'll try to come up with some really cool stuff every time we hit record. Now, if you are new around here, if you are just subscribed, if this is your first Social Sunday, which it's our second, so you're not too far behind there. If you are new to the channel in general, if you are new to us, I'm Dalibor. Nice to meet you. The other guy you see on Fridays now is Hottest. That's my cousin. And then once in a long while, you might see a guest spot from our original third guy. That's what T3G used to stand for. Well, not used to. It still technically stands for those three guys. But the third guy, you know, had some different aspirations. He's working on some other stuff in his life. So he had less and less time to work on videos. That's really kind of what it came down to. So we picked up the slack a little bit. Now we're trying to grow the channel, and he's talking about doing some videos for us. So we're gonna see if we can get some time out for that and get some videos out with him as well. I'd love to do another all three guys video. Those are always fun. Those are always absolutely fun. So as I was saying, if you are new around here, this question is something that was posed to me the other day, and I'd like to kind of address it as best I can, and hopefully answer a question before it's a question. What is this channel about? Well, originally we started as a tech channel. We were just going to be reviewing tech. Reviews then turned into also tech talks, and then we also then started adding other features, other aspects of who we are and what we like. So we got into some pop culture, we got into some vlogging, and at some point it just kind of felt like a lot. So we pulled back. We took our vlogging to a completely different channel. That's of course linked below. We took our pop culture, movie reviews, that kind of stuff to another channel entirely. That's T3G Tangents. We've got a Tangents podcast where we just pick a topic and then see what happens for an hour or two. We'll actually be putting one out pretty soon for Black Panther. I'm super excited for that. So check that out wherever you get your podcasts. But once we moved that stuff off the channel, we really doubled down on what we were going to have on the channel, and then even that started to evolve. We were going to be kind of just really hard focused on tech and gaming, and within making videos, I found that I really like making videos. I like the process of it. I like composing shots. I like all that stuff, and decided to start a travel series. I turned 33 not last year, the year before. This was the pitch from last year. I turned 33 a couple years ago, and I said, hey, I'd love to see the entire country by the time I'm 40. I think it's an interesting goal. I think it's something that I want to check out. I think it's something that I want to reach for sure. And then on top of that, once I started doing those videos, once I started planning that, I thought of maybe making some stuff to show off my local stuff. I came up with the idea of Explore Local, and that's where I go around and in the local towns, check out parks, check out, you know, cool monuments, stuff like that. I've done a bunch of those because those are admittedly much cheaper and much easier to do. You know, just have to drive over, you know, 10-20 minutes in any direction and do the thing. But I've actually kind of made a firm border on that, and I've actually said 3 hours in any given direction is the maximum limit for our Explore Local. And 3 hours into Wisconsin, to be fair, is pretty far. 3 hours into Indiana, I think gets us pretty deep into Indiana, so we can get in some trouble there. And you know, I think it's gonna be a fun time. But I don't know. To me, I feel like a 3 hour drive is not unreasonable. You know, if I say, hey, I want to check this out, it's a 3 hour drive is a 1 day trip. You know, you can get up in the morning, hit 3 hours driving, do the thing for 5, 6, 7 hours, and then 3 hours back. You're back in bed by midnight, I think. So I think that's something that I think that's a reasonable border. So we'll be checking out some really cool stuff, and I'm kind of plotting things out. I'm doing it a little more tactically this year. So like I said, in May is when those will pick back up, and you guys will see some more travel stuff. And then on top of that, we had already in our kind of pop culture stuff had done some conventions, some comic book conventions. We even did some car shows. Hottest is actually really focused on his goal to be in racing, so he's working on his channel that's very much all automotive stuff. But I make some films when I'm out with him at car events and car shows and all that kind of stuff. So you'll see a lot of those on Thursdays as well. Our first theme Thursday this year was from a impromptu last-minute car event. which was super fun. It was a fun time. Some things are kind of impromptu last minute like that. Other things are more planned and more elaborate and bigger. So there's all sorts of events. I think we might be doing World of Wheels. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. And then on top of that, Theme Thursday is going to be kind of getting into a bigger thing where I actually want to do more conceptual stuff. I had the idea last year. There's all these war memorials and fallen soldier memorials in the area. I wanted to shoot those, spotlight them, and do a really cool video, and maybe something for either Memorial Day, Veterans Day, something like that. So we'll see when I put those out. I mean, I might do multiples. There's several memorials in the area. There's just like a lot of really cool stuff, and a lot of really cool stuff that a lot of people don't know about in the Chicago area that I really want to show off. So that's what that's gonna be going into as well. As I said in the last video, the goal is to, by the end of the year, have 7 days of content. Hottest, like I said, is probably going to be marshaling the gaming videos on Fridays. That's the other thing that we were doing some streams here and there to kind of fill the gaps between days. But I said, let's stream on Twitch, which has now turned into really streaming on Caffeine. I really like the platform, so check us out on Caffeine. Again, link down below. But yeah, check that out. And but on Fridays we do more either playthroughs or a couple weeks ago I did a video where I'm bad at CS:GO. I'm just bad at it. I'm not really any kind of contender. I jumped into a couple matches and just got wrecked. I got wrecked real hard. I think I got 3 kills out of 2 matches. Didn't really do well at all. But that kind of stuff is what we're going to be doing on Fridays, and then on our streaming platforms we're going to be doing all sorts of other stuff. A lot of Overwatch. If you want to see us play Overwatch, jump on Caffeine when we're on. Check out our Twitter for the notifications for that. You'll likely see us on there. So now let's go ahead and get into the Q&A. And I'll be honest with you, nobody asked a damn thing. So we're going to jump on Caffeine live, and we're going to check out what anybody that might be on might have to say for us. Let's see. Do you think $250 is too much for a refurbished laptop? Here's the thing, $250 is a great price for a laptop in general. Depending on what you're looking for out of it, depending on what kind of refurbishing was done. I mean, $250 for a refurbished laptop, I'd say if it's like an i3 or better, it's a solid deal. It's a really solid deal. You could pick up an i3 brand new for about $450. It's going to be lower end. You're going to miss out on some nice features. But if it's really anything decent, $250 is a good price. If it's like a Celeron, I mean, you could pick up a Streambook for $150 if you just want a laptop like to get online on the go. Yeah, you pick up an HP Streambook. Those are, I think, $150 or $180. Like, they're cheap. They're dirt cheap. 3rd generation i5, 8 gigs of memory, 500 gig hard drive. That's a steal. That's a steal. If you know that it's refurbished and actually works, steal. As long as you know that it's not any kind of like high-end damage, or it like was exposed to liquid. If you don't think that it was heavily damaged, yeah, absolutely, it's a steal. Bought a laptop for $150 and sell it for $250. That's the move. That's the arbitrage of the internet, my friend. That is how you make money. You buy cheap and you sell expensive. Well, at least expensive for what you bought it for sure. No, if I could do that right now, I'd find $150 and I would buy that laptop. Because I know for a fact that I have a buyer, and yeah, if I had $150 to spend on a laptop that I could turn around and make $100 on, absolutely. Shoot, I did that for extra cash for years. I've sold, over the years, I've probably sold, 15, 20 laptops, same way. And not even just laptops, I did desktops as well for a while. There were a few people who were still interested in desktops, and I moved those, and laptops went quick. I actually had a guy I used to sell to call me a couple weeks ago and say, hey, remember that laptop you sold me? My sister needs a laptop. Let me know. I was like, all right, let me see what I can find. In a lot of situations, people just don't know what they have. A lot of situations, people don't know what they are trying to get, what they really need to get. So yeah, it's an absolute. That's a key move. That's a key move. All right, well, I gotta edit and put up this video real quick. I'll be back on streaming in a little bit. My biggest still. Maybe I'm misreading that. My biggest still for selling a refurbished laptop. I'll pay you $50 for it. I don't understand what you mean. I do not understand what you mean, my friend. Oh, you bought one for 50 and sold it for $250. That's the move. That's the move. That's absolutely the move. Yeah, I used to work at a shop that did that all the time. Bought old off-lease computers. Bought them for 50, 75 bucks. Sold them for 250, 300, 500 bucks, depending on what they bought. That's a tried and true method, my friend. I'll be back on a little bit later streaming some gameplay, but right now I'm going to go and edit this video, and of course check that out on the YouTube channel. Thanks for hanging out, Elliot. Yeah, it is hard to find. People nowadays people know what they own, what they have. What up, Mangooby? Mangooby. I remembered the name. Mangooby, I'm going to sign off in a little bit. Unless you have a question for me, then I am honor bound to answer it. So, do you have a question for me? Hey man, what's this about you seeing a title about a YouTube channel? Yeah, Mangooby. You didn't know? YouTube.com/T3GTech. Check us out. This is actually being recorded right now, and then I'm going to pop it into to Premiere and put it together. And this is our channel update video. We do this once a month, and it was supposed to be done way earlier, but I had an emergency trip to the ER. So, do you have a question for me? Channel name is T3G Media, just like the stream name, but the channel address is youtube.com/T3G Tech. This video, including your questions, will be going up in just a few. Well, as long as it takes me to edit and render and upload. So, probably after midnight, but like I said, I had to hit the ER today, so, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Did you have any questions about tech, myself, the channel? So what is the channel about, and what are the future goals of it? Ooh, let's unwrap that. Let's unpack that question. I like it. The channel is primarily about tech. We started off as a tech review channel, and then now we do tech, gaming, and film. I really got into like recording and filming and setting the scene. We're actually going to be starting kind of a sketch comedy series next month in April. So that's going to be super fun. It's going to be essentially like, I don't want to give it away, but I kind of do. It's essentially going to be like, what tech support would really like to say to you. What do you think I can sell a dual-core processor for? Dual-core processor laptop for? Depends on what kind of dual-core it is. That's not enough information in that question, sir. The future goals for the channel, Mangooby, is honestly, by the end of the year, this is kind of the main thing, is by the end of the year, I want to do 7 days of content. I'm going to do 7 full days of content. So Mondays, we do our tech reviews. Tuesdays, starting in May, we're going to be bringing back our travel series. So we're going to be doing Travel Tuesdays. Wednesdays, we do app spotlights. And that's, I go into talking about, cheap or easy software or great tools or stuff like that. So that's what that's for. Thursday is Theme Thursday. That is going to be event footage as well as more kind of thematic stuff. I had this idea last year where I'm going to do a film kind of for Memorial Day and or Veterans Day, because in my area here in the Chicago area, there's a lot of really pretty and really cool veterans memorials and just POW stuff, and there's just like a lot of really cool memorials for veterans and for deceased soldiers. So I just thought, the city spent a lot of time and effort putting them up, and I thought they were really cool, so I wanted to take a look at those. But then also we do a lot of events, car events, comic book conventions, tons of different stuff. Fridays is our Game Friday. I was like, I wasn't done. That was just Thursday. Fridays is gameplay. My cousin actually is spearheading that now. He's doing some gameplay for, I think he's doing Recore right now. So that's kind of what that is, and then we stream on here throughout the week. But then Saturdays is going to be the new I'm going to call it Cinematic Saturdays. I don't know why I feel the need to like have a name for every day, but I do. Cinematic Saturday, and that's where we're going to be doing the sketch comedy thing. And then Sundays is this Social Sunday, where we have conversations and do channel updates and talk about what's coming up. Tomorrow, for instance, we've got our first collab. It's going to be I think by my count, I think it's a 7 microphone shootout. We're going to be comparing the quality of 7 microphones. I'm going to try to replicate the environment as best possible for each one to have kind of the same settings, same distance, and etc. To see kind of what the quality is versus between each model. I've got the Yeti, I've got my Samsung mic, which people seem to like, so I really wanted to include it. Everyone always gives me compliments when I'm streaming, so I'm like, I gotta include this thing. Yeah, man. You know what? We for a long time we kind of flew by the seat of our pants. It was very much kind of like, oh, I've got a controller. I'm gonna review this controller. I bought a new cell phone. I'm gonna review the cell phone. But now it is more of kind of a planned thing. There's a lot of cool stuff that I want to do. I've got some really cool ideas, and it's more about kind of doing some really cool stuff as opposed to just like reviewing tech. Like, not to say that just reviewing tech is bad, but it's not the only thing I want to do anymore. There's like a lot of really cool things out there, and I feel like, having a video where I review a piece of technology, and then the following week, that same day, I talk about an app, it doesn't feel quite right. So yeah, that's why I moved that to Wednesdays. Wednesdays is now the app spotlight, and that's super cool. That's super fun because I've been kind of forced to look for stuff. I've got like a really long list of stuff that I already use that like a lot of people don't know about. So that's like stuff I'm going to be talking about first. But then like now I'm trying to plan ahead, and hey, like, oh, there's this cool disc management software, and there's really cool like music player software that like most people don't use, and it's just stuff I want to share. But if those are all the questions you have for me, friends, if the information means a lot, well, thank you. I appreciate that, Mangubi. You'll see this video, your questions, and other stuff on tonight's video. Say it's supposed to be today's, but you weren't here earlier. I had to hit the ER earlier today, so I spent several hours in the ER. So this got delayed because life. So, but I'm okay. I'm surviving. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'll be back later to do some gameplay, and gonna go and edit this video and upload it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. All right, folks, that's it. Thanks for everyone who joined us on the stream, and make sure you guys come back tomorrow for our Tech Monday, where we'll be doing that. I've been calling it the microphone revolver because that's six shots in a revolver. I don't know if I'm gonna still call that. We'll see. We'll see what I end up calling it. But definitely come back here later. I guess later today at this point. It's almost midnight by the time I'm finishing up with this. So later today and Monday the 5th, and check that out. But definitely come back later today for that video. Wednesday for the app spotlight. Thursday is going to be our theme Thursday. We're going to be doing the Chicago Auto Show. That's a little preview for you guys who stay till the end. Friday, we've got some more record gameplay, and then we'll be back again next week. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next one.